Zawistowski.
I think it takes longer than that to read my emails, doesn't it, folks? I appreciate all the effort you've made as a committee to try to learn to know who I am in a very short time. I want to thank Scott Nichols for nominating me. Nicely done. I appreciate that. And my friend Winston Cooper for speaking for me as well. I want to also thank Bob McEwen, who spoke words that I hope this committee will hear. That we want to be part of this, but there's things that have to be done so that all these people can be part of it. Bob, I think, can help with that. I appreciate your comments there. I'd just like to say that, from a standpoint of where we are today, I'm so excited to be here with you. I'm so honored to be here with you because for the 4 years that I've been involved with this really amazing movement that you see represented in the back here by these people who I've worked so closely with, that we've been trying to understand. We've been really trying to understand because we're not politicians. We're businessmen and farmers and machinists and housewives, teachers. And this has been like being in a foreign land for us, whether it's Washington or Columbus or even our own state, our counties and our county central committees. So we've been on a journey together. And I think this journey culminates today in a really exciting way. Because I sincerely hope that this is the final connecting point where we come together and we become a political force like no one has ever seen. And we finally stop fighting each other and start fighting Democrats and people on the left. And I want to make clear to you that I'm just a vessel. I'm a vehicle for these people who come here today to support me, and the thousands of them around the state who support the movement that I'm part of. I could be John McAvoy, my friend, or Ralph King, or Kelly Coles. We have other leaders who could be up here. It just so happened that I was a person at the place at a time that seemed best fit to do this. But as you know, as I've written to you, I have been a reluctant candidate. This is not my dream job. This is nothing I've thought of doing my whole life. I would have never thought of doing this a month ago. My wonderful wife, Annette, back there, and I mean, this is just so surreal that we're standing here today. But part of leadership is seeing the problem, seeing the breach in the wall, and rallying the troops to fortify the wall and keep the breach from expanding and destroying our army. I came into this because I saw some things happening that were terrifying to me personally, and terrifying to a lot of us. And I made the case to all of you when I said what I was running, is that I felt that I could be the unifying candidate, that I could bring together all the people that believe the same things, the conservative values that we all share. I believe that I could bring them together. And I honestly believe that I made the case that I was uniquely qualified to do that. I said I could bring social conservatives because they trusted me, that they believed in me. And I said that I could help bring the grassroots people into the party and the fiscal conservatives because they believe in me. But I'm a businessman. Talk is cheap. And you know I talk a lot about my emails. But the fact of the matter is that you got to prove it. And so then you got letters from the social conservatives who said their concerns. And I'll tell you flat out, the letter from Molly Smith and those people was much more intense than I thought it would be. The fact that they mentioned the third party was stunning to me. We talked about third parties in the Tea Party. I think it's the first thing we had a meeting, okay? But we kind of knew that that wasn't the way we wanted to go. But to hear that on the social side, you need to take note of that. That's scary. We then provided documents of hundreds of groups and leaders that on the fiscal side, on the conservative side, the grassroots side, who said, we support Tom because we trust him, we believe him. So I made a case that I could bring people together, and I think I proved that case. And I'm here today to reach out my hand to you and to say, I'm here to help you. We are here to help this party become what I know it can be. And I congratulate my opponent, Matt Borges, on his success in campaigns. I congratulate all of you. I mean, I said to Dave Yost on Tuesday, Dave, I'm not going to live long enough to see us being more power than we have today. We control everything, including the dog catcher, okay? But something's missing. There's something missing. And I've tried to communicate that to you in my emails, in my phone calls, conference calls we've had. And that's policy. We are about electing candidates too. I will say to you that as much as you worked in 2010 to elect John Kasich and our whole slate of candidates, I guarantee you, we worked just as hard and we I will say to you that I believe we were the difference.
Yes.
That means we need everybody, don't we? We need everybody. We can't do it. We're fighting for our lives. We're fighting for our lives. But what you need to understand, when Dave Yost tries to tell me on Tuesday that we're winning because the House defeated the governor's proposal for Medicaid, I said, Dave, you're using Obama math, okay? Because I didn't have Medicaid expansion before the budget. I spent 3 months fighting with people I like, and I helped get elected to make sure I don't have Medicaid in the budget. So I gained nothing, but I lost 3 months that I could use fighting the enemy.
Yeah.
Let's go. Okay? What you need to understand, and what my opponent Matt has helped me understand, Matt, I mean it, you helped me a lot when we met Saturday. Because in my email to you yesterday, I explained that we didn't understand. Our frustration and anger came from us expecting you to do things that you didn't think was your job to do. And as naive as that is, we didn't understand. We did not understand. But what you don't understand is a disconnect that we share, that we have when our National Republican Party, in the form of Paul Ryan's budget, says our goal is to defund Obamacare and repeal it because it will destroy our economy. Is that not our goal? Yeah. If that is our goal, then why do I have Republicans telling me it's the law of the land, get over it? How does that mix? How does it fit? How does it fit? When right now, in the House Bill 91 is a poison pill for Obamacare. It was designed by the Cato Institute. It is designed to neuter Obamacare from within, with its own, with language in the budget. It takes away the penalties if you don't do, as an employer, if you don't offer the right insurance. It defunds Obamacare. Why are we fighting Republicans to pass it?
Yeah.
Why are we fighting Democrats do to us? I don't want to hear Barbara Sears telling me she thinks it's unconstitutional when she's not a lawyer, and Matt Lynch, who is a lawyer, says it's constitutional. You know what the Democrats do? They pass it and make you spend 3 years in court proving it's unconstitutional.
Yeah.
That's what they do. That's how you win, and that's how you stay consistent with your policies. Do you see the disconnect?
Yes.
Do you see where the problem is? We understand you need to elect people. I'll guarantee you, Mr. Chairman, I'll elect more people than you can imagine.
Yeah.
But when I elect people, they will follow policies that we believe in to change this nation because we are under assault and we are running out of time. I don't see many of you getting it, okay? You're not getting it. Listen to me. The war is being fought today and every day in our cities, towns, and villages.
Yes, it is.
There is a true, real, physical, progressive movement It's not an ideology. It's full-time employees. It's funding. It's offices. It's a campaign to take away those things we believe in. Our religion, our values, our conservative principles. They are attacking us daily. They are not winning because their values are better than ours. They are not winning young people because their case is better. Look at the Ron Paul movement. They got a lot of young people. They weren't talking about liberal ideas, were they? They weren't. The reason we're losing is because we're not fighting. The reason we're losing is because they're unopposed every day. Because there's thousands of them who are working to destroy our country. And if we do not wake up, it's going to be over.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's our fear. And that's our concern. So I'm asking you to accept our offer, to understand us, to reach out, to see that we're on the same side. But we see the fight for what it is, a threat to our very way of life. This issue of gay marriage is significant. And my problem with Rob Portman wasn't that he did what he did, but how he did it. Because I've been through this before with Title IX, where they said Title IX was about equality for women's sports, because I coached women's sports. And they didn't have equal funding. And I fought for it. But what I didn't understand is it wasn't about equal rights for women at all. It was about destroying conservative values in men's sports. That's what it was about. Gay marriage does not exist. There's no such thing. They want the word marriage. They don't want equal rights. We want equal rights. We believe in the Constitution. They want the word marriage so they can make it illegal to believe our Bible and our faith. And we cannot do it. You cannot do this. You must stop them because you are on the battle on the front lines. So I thank you for this opportunity. I'm proud to be here to talk with you. And until I decided to run for this office, most of the people in the Republican world would have said that I was the reasonable one in the Tea Party movement. And that they could talk to me because I wasn't so crazy and a little more cerebral. And I think I've been that. And that's why I'm here today. Because I think I can bridge this gap. And I can work for all of you as well as for all of them. Thank you for your support.
With the vote, Tom Zawistowski has asked Scott Nichols, and